I won last week.
You did.
I did, yeah. And everybody actually voted I would. So our audience knows us well. But in all seriousness, it is Black
Or
History
you
Month.
paid them to vote.
And in all seriousness, no, just kidding. It's possible.
This is On Call.
Well, this would be really cool to just wear scrubs all the time. Then you don't have to think about what you're going to wear to work.
Joke is awesome. We're here to answer your questions. We can sit down and discuss all. Wait, I gotta go. I'm on call.
Wait, you're on call? I thought I was on call.
Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of On Call with April and Alicia. I'm April.
And I'm Alicia. And April, it's February.
It is.
Welcome to February, everybody. We made it through January, the longest month of the year for some reason.
I know everybody that I talked to was like, this month will not end, but maybe it's because it was just so darn cold. I don't know.
Well, it was interesting as I was starting to see things about February, just like, wow, is it still, January? Is it still January? It's still January. It's still January. And I was like, kind of like, is it almost February? But then historically, if you asked me, hey, when did you have that meeting with April? I would be like 4 weeks ago, like February 1st. Like, you know what I mean? I mean, January 1st. Like, it felt like, I'm like, how long ago was that? It really was like the beginning of January, but it felt like a month ago. So I feel like I'm kind of in like the twilight zone of the January length. But I like saw a couple of people that were like, hey, everybody, it's January 72nd. Like, but it's officially February. Yay.
Oh, thank God.
Does that mean it's getting warmer?
It is getting warmer. It feels like spring. Like we're like in the 40s. Like it's great compared to like
it's
50
practically
degrees we've been.
summertime.
Yeah.
Not for me. But there's still snow from all that snow we got.
Oh, we still have snow too. It hasn't melted all yet. I mean, every day it melts a little bit. And then it's funny as you drive through the neighborhood, you can see where the sun hits and where it doesn't. Like taking the kids to the bus stop, the one half of the road is like completely clear and the grass is green and you can see it, and the other half is still a ton of snow. So
I mean,
it's
like
funny.
everybody got it. I mean, that's kind of the interesting thing was like, I didn't realize Houston and well, I think it was also somewhere in Florida on the Gulf Coast got some crazy snow. They got like record snow all through the South. So we didn't feel like isolated, but I was like, what in the world is happening?
I know.
There's snow everywhere. Our ice was so thick from all that polar vortex and everything that had moved through that I still there's still ice probably about 2 inches in certain areas on our roads. Like
wow.
Yeah, it was real. I have a picture of it. It was actually pretty, but like the icicles formed on like my house, they fall off the gutters or whatever. It was like really pretty, but even those bad boys, there's a couple still left.
Oh wow.
And it's practically summertime for the Midwest.
Feels like it.
I know.
Speaking of that, we'll find out this weekend, right? Like if it's 6 more weeks of winter.
That little liar. If he predicts spring comes early, we learned last year that he was a liar because that didn't happen. But yeah, we'll have to keep an eye on him and update on our next episode whether or not what's your prediction, April? Are we getting early spring?
I don't think so. I don't think we are this year.
Well, you know how things go in the Midwest. There's winter, spring, winter again, summer, winter, fall, winter, summer again. Tornado season in the middle of hurricane season, hurricanes in the middle of winter. Who knows? We get it all.
Yeah, my gut's telling me we're not done yet this year. I think we're going to get more winter. But we'll see.
I'll take winter. I'll take winter with snow. I'm all for that. You know how I feel about fall.
Yeah,
I'll take winter with snow though. I like winter with snow.
Okay. I like the snow as long as I don't have to go anywhere.
Yeah. Well, and also here's another thing. I got an electric car. So this is my first winter with an electric car, and it's a lot different trying to keep an electric car charged in winter. So
I'm sure
anybody out there with electric cars trying to do the right thing for the environment, you're feeling my pain because it's almost impossible to
keep it charged.
Well, it charges. It just takes forever. It's just a lot slower. So, and you get it's like to protect the battery. So it's got to use more energy to keep the battery warm. Some like quantum physics I'm not familiar with, but
yeah, that's way past.
Yeah. So I just get rental cars now. I'll just grab a rental if we've got to go out of town. Cause I'm like, I don't trust it.
Gotcha.
What have you guys been up to? What's going on in your world?
We're just chugging along, winter sports, basketball and indoor soccer, and we're just hanging out. But I have a funny story to tell you from
All
our
right.
last episode. So, um,
Or winter fact or fiction episode.
yes, so we recorded, and then I was listening to it for editing purposes and things, and went to go pick up Kirsten at the bus stop, and I was listening to it when I went to go get her. And she had asked me, "Are you going to be on a call?" And I said, "No." So she gets in the car. She's like, "I thought you were going to be on a call." And I'm not. I said, "I'm not. I'm
Mm.
listening to my new episode." And my kids have not listened to any episodes. They think it's going to be super boring. So they're like, "We're not going to listen." So she starts listening with me and she's like laughing, because it's a funny episode, I
Because I'm
think. And
hilarious.
yeah, right. Um, totally all you.
Well, because I told again Monopoly came up, so I'm
Yeah.
sure she was like, oh, yeah, she's very competitive. Somebody actually told me you're really competitive, and I
Yeah,
was
you
like,
are.
yeah, and it was like, yeah, it's obvious. I'm like, that bad?
It is. It
I'll
is
still
that
take
bad.
you on too.
Yeah. Um, so she's listening and she's like laughing and she thinks it's funny. So we're standing there in the house, like listening when we got back, and I started talking about the cookie dough on the episode, and she
Ew,
like,
the flour.
yeah. And so she immediately starts just like, she walked away like super fast. And I said, "What are you doing? Are you done listening?" And she said, "I can't listen to this because you are not ruining eating raw cookie dough for me."
I
I'm
don't
not going to
blame
let you
her.
ruin this childhood, thrill of
Well, it
mine.
didn't ruin
So,
ours, April.
yeah,
It didn't stop us.
that's true.
As I said, cake batter for the win.
Although, if one of us, if we had gotten sick, it probably would ruin it. But she
Well,
doesn't
would
even
we
want
have
to
even
think
known?
about what could potentially happen. Yeah,
Okay.
that's true. I guess we wouldn't have known where it came from. We probably would have just assumed it was some bug.
Yeah.
But
Well, a whole
now we would
21
know.
years on this planet, right? So, and I love that we're 21 years old, but
Yeah,
our whole 21 years on this planet, we've eaten cake batter and cookie dough for at least 2/3 of it.
that's very
And we're
true.
here.
Yes.
And maybe it
And I
actually
will
has
continue
really
to do it
primed our immune system.
despite our discussion. But
So
yeah,
we don't get
we've
bird
clearly
flu
built
because
up
we eat
immunity
raw
by
eggs.
now. Yeah.
Who the heck knows? Well, like that's funny, and I actually love that your kids. I, I love that they celebrate you, and as we mentioned in the past, your youngest that was like, "Oh, my mom's like a VP." I think that's so sweet that they celebrate you. If I don't have social media presence and followers or make a For You page, my kids don't really care about what I'm doing. I could say like, "Oh, I've got a top 10 podcast," which false news, folks. Like that, I'm not saying we do. I'm just saying like we could be like the most um, popular podcast, and my kids would be like, "That's great." But if I show up on a For You page or they see some presence on social media, that's when I've arrived. I hit celebrity status that way.
Oh,
So,
that's the threshold, huh?
yeah, well, it's like, yes, that's it. Sorry, sadly, they're like, yeah, 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 like you're boring. So, I don't even think my kids could tell you what I do for a living. I mean, they know obviously, like as a clinician, what I do, but
Right.
in my work, they're like, she does something where she talks on like the phone all day, and she's always in meetings. Is what I get.
She talks on the phone when I'm in the car. That's all I know, and it's annoying.
Yes,
That's probably
and
what
she's
my kids
constantly
would say.
telling me to be quiet because she's in a
Yeah,
meeting. Yeah. So,
exactly.
well,
Yep.
I know we're in February. We talked about Punxsutawney, and again, we're gonna do a poll on this one, Apes. Is he going to be right or
Okay.
not? You say no. I'm just going to say yes, just to be Alicia. We'll
Okay.
take another poll on that one because by the way, I won last week.
You did.
I did, yeah, and everybody actually voted I would, so our audience knows as well. But in all seriousness, it is Black
Or
History
you
Month.
paid them to vote.
And in all seriousness, no, just kidding. It's possible. Floated them a couple gift cards, maybe at the most. um, but it's Black History Month, and I thought it would be kind of a good idea for us um, to maybe do an episode here, lighthearted. But I had one question, and I don't know if you've ever had this question. We've since we were in school, we've always acknowledged Black History Month and acknowledged, like what founders and really pioneers in the African American community did just for our country and other things. But the one question I always had, and I don't know if you ever had that, I'm like, how did it start? Because I kind of maybe I looked at it as and being biracial trying to understand like why do we separate it? Why was there like just 1 month here? And then like what happens with the rest of the months? Like there was just kind of some confusion. I don't know if you've ever questioned like have you ever questioned why it happens in February?
Yeah, I mean, I guess probably over the years I have. Why specifically February?
Yeah. I just wondered, not just February, but then also like, why was there just this 1 month?
Right.
So I did a little deep dive and learned that Black History Month, like in its essence, has its roots in the works of a historian. His name was Dr. Carter G. Woodson. And in 1926, he established Negro History Week. And that was really like a dedicated time to focus on achievements of African Americans whose contributions had largely been overlooked or minimized in like mainstream narratives in the US. So he chose the week, Dr. Woodson, of February to align with the birthdays of Frederick Douglass and Abraham Lincoln,
Hmm.
which, if we think they're both significant figures in the history of African Americans and also their fights for freedom and their civil rights. So over time, there was like initially like a week long observance that was gained like in schools and communities. And then during the civil rights movement and beyond that, there was a governing, or excuse me, not governing, but a growing support for expanding the celebration. And then by 1976, what was used to be called Negro History Week officially evolved into Black History Month. President Gerald Ford also used the nation's bicentennial celebration that year to urge Americans to seize the opportunity to honor the too often neglected accomplishments that Black Americans had in everyday endeavors throughout our history. So, with that said, I thought if we're talking about like serving as this reminder of resilience and innovation and culture and impact of African Americans in American culture, I thought we could do a knowledge check, a, Black history knowledge check, and of course in competitive style, but also like with Black pioneers in medicine. What are your
Sounds
thoughts?
good. I'm in.
You're always so quick to just say sounds good.
Any chance to,
One day,
get beat by you, Alicia?
I just, it's 2025, baby girl. My word used to be gratitude, but it's now winning. Hashtag winning.
Or is it
I
beating April? Did you go for 2 words
Well, I'm
this
just gonna
year?
go hashtag winning, not Charlie Sheen version though, but um, I I think it would be cool to do that. But in all seriousness, I think it'd be cool for us to talk about and challenge each other on what we do and do not know. But I also want to maybe challenge our listeners as we listen, and it's always lighthearted, April, and I love to have a good time. We want to make this easy for everybody to digest, but I do want you guys to think, like, while we're talking about this, what can you learn from the courage of some of these trailblazers in medicine and how we can use their example to make a difference in our own sphere of influence? So, just a little challenge to the listener here, on good fun. So,
Absolutely.
that being said, April,
I learn on all of these episodes that we
I
do.
do too, actually, a lot. And with this deep dive, I learned a lot more than I thought. So I'm
Yeah.
actually excited about this. So with that being said, let the games begin.
All right. Who's
April,
starting?
you're starting us.
All right. All right. I'm going to start with a multiple choice. You ready?
Let's go.
Which pioneering African American physician is credited with developing techniques to store blood and create large scale blood banks? A. Charles Drew. B. Daniel Hale Williams. C. James McCune Smith. Or D. Percy Julian.
Okay. I'm gonna give you guys. Are you taking score?
Of course.
Okay, you have your post-it.
I
Good.
do. It's a new
Just
one
go ahead and
today.
put a tally mark in. Alicia got this right. It's Woodson. And the only reason I know this.
Woodson was not an option.
Wait. Sorry. Charles Drew. I didn't mean Woodson. I was thinking of.
Are
I'm
you
sorry, I was
making
thinking
up
of the
your own
pioneer.
options?
No. I was thinking of the pioneer of like Black History Week. So he was still on my mind, or Black History Month. He was still on my mind. It is Charles Drew. And again, admittedly, I know this, and maybe I'll share it on our Instagram page, but I actually was doing like highlights of pioneers in medicine like a year or two ago during Black History Month. And I did a whole like Instagram reel about him and his service. So what an amazing man and what an amazing story. But tell me what you got there.
You are correct. So you get a
Aha!
point. So
Ding, 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 ding.
Charles Drew was a surgeon and researcher whose work on plasma storage revolutionized medicine. So he was a native of Washington, D.C., and he developed an interest in blood transfusions and the properties of blood. So, as a surgeon, he came up with innovative ways to store blood plasma in blood banks,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
noticing that it could be preserved or banked much longer than whole blood.
Yep.
So that he discovered that it could be dried and reconstituted later. So, um, he was the first director of the first blood bank project in Britain during World War II. And then he actually ended up establishing the American Red Cross Blood Bank and served as its director starting in 1941. So,
You know what's interesting about him as well is that I mean he was amazing at like attending to black residents. But I believe he passed. I can't remember how old he was. I didn't know if that came up in your research, but he passed away in a car accident driving after having driven. Like he would pick up medical residents
oh,
for their rounds, et cetera, and then take them home. And he passed away very young in his 40s.
yeah, at
Um,
46. Yep.
yeah, yeah, from a car accident. So thank you,
Yeah,
Dr. Drew, for that contribution. Blood banks, man. It's interesting. It's very interesting, huh?
it is interesting.
Okay, so I'm winning. Let's go. I've got one for you. I'm just gonna do same multiple choice. Ready?
Okay.
Who is known as the mother of modern medicine due to her immortal cells? A. Henrietta Lacks. B. Jane Wright. C. Mary Eliza Mahoney. Or D. Rebecca Lee Crumpler.
It is A, Henrietta Lacks.
You knew this?
Yes.
Oh gosh, cheater, cheater, pumpkin eater. Okay, you're absolutely right. Henrietta Lacks. She was born 1920, died 1951. Very short life again. It's kind of sad. But Henrietta Lacks was really actually a poor tobacco farmer whose cells were taken without her consent, sadly, during cancer treatment in 1951. These cells, though, were known as HeLa cells, became the first immortal human cell line that had been used for thousands of medical breakthroughs. So, fun fact, her family only learned about her contribution decades later. They had no idea how she had contributed to medicine, which actually sparked some debates in the for like medical ethics and informed consent. So she did pass away tragically from cervical cancer at the age of 31. Very short life, but what a
Oh, that is
contribution,
sad.
you know?
Yeah,
How did
that
you
is
know
a
you
great
had that
contribution.
question?
No, well, I had a similar question about her, but
No,
also I just knew because I'm smart.
that's true. That's true. You're so smart.
Don't discredit me, girl.
I would never. I will only discredit you when I win.
Oh, okay.
All
Fair
right,
enough.
you're up.
Which according to you is all the time. Okay, so
Right.
true
All I do is win.
true that makes me think of that song.
I know that I put up on the Instagram. I'm glad you listened to it because that's all I do. DJ Khaled, let's go.
Yeah. All right. Anyways, okay, ready for a true or false?
Got it.
All right.
Let's go.
True or false? Solomon Carter Fuller was the first African American psychiatrist and a pioneer in Alzheimer's disease research.
What was his name?
Solomon Carter Fuller.
I'm just gonna say true.
Okay. You're correct.
Okay.
Good job.
Thank you. I think if this is a break even episode, it'll be worth it.
Yeah, it will. We'll learn. Everybody else will
Yes.
learn too.
Yes, because this is actually very interesting. Not that everything else isn't, but I like this. Let's go.
All right. So Solomon Carter Fuller's, he was sorry, Fuller, not Fuller's. He was a neurologist and psychiatrist. So he studied under um, Alois Alzheimer, which was actually in Germany, and they started early research on Alzheimer's disease. And so Fuller was actually the one that would translate much of that Alzheimer's work into English because it was done in Germany, so it was in
Wow.
German. Yeah, and so they were also studying traits of, started studying the traits of dementia, which led to the Alzheimer's research. So huge contributor there. He also had work in schizophrenia, depression, and other mental illnesses.
Wow.
Yeah,
Well, thank you for that contribution as well, right?
right.
It's interesting. Maybe we don't think about. We did one episode like this in the summertime, and it was what it was a medical wonders and blunders.
Yep.
And you just kind of think, the way we approach patients today. Do we ever think like, who invented the IV? who invented, like
I
who
know.
invented this and or who invented the CAT scan or all these things that we take for granted and are just like everyday staples in our treatments. It's just interesting. It is interesting to approach it like this and beyond, African Americans' contribution. Obviously, there's tons of ethnic contributions outside of just American. It's just interesting. Okay, keep it moving. I'm going to do two truths and a lie. I want you to tell me what the lie is.
Okay.
Are you ready, Spaghetti?
I'm ready.
Let's go. Two truths and a lie. Which statement about Jane Wright is false? A. She was a pioneer in chemotherapy treatments for cancer. B. She became the first Black woman to lead a major cancer research foundation. Or C. She declined all leadership roles to focus exclusively on her private practice in treatment of cancer.
I'm gonna say C is the lie.
You are really good.
Am
And
I
you're
right?
right. You're absolutely right.
Yes.
Ding, ding, ding. Ding, ding, ding. Yes, C is a lie. So Jane Wright, again, 1919 to 2013, very beautifully long life. Now we've got something that's not as tragic. She was actually a pioneering oncologist who developed innovating chemotherapy protocols. She became the highest ranking African American woman in the U.S. medical academia, which I think is pretty amazing. Fun fact, her father, Lewis Wright, was also a groundbreaking breaking physician, and he was the first African American doctor to ever work in a public hospital in New York.
Awesome.
That's wild, huh?
Yeah.
Think about this. 1919. Her father in the 1920s and 30s was the first Black man in New York to work in a public hospital. I think that's crazy. It's not that far away, but it's crazy to think about that because that's not how we think today.
I know. Well, so much has changed in such a short time, right? So,
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I'm glad it has. All
yeah.
right. What do you got?
All right. I have another multiple choice.
All right.
Who was the first African American woman to earn a medical degree in the United States?
Ooh. Am I supposed to?
A.
Oh, I was like,
It's
is this a
multiple
fill in
choice,
the
girl.
blank?
I said multiple choice. Oh, we could do
I
fill in the
know.
blank. Let's see how you
I
do
got
with
excited and I was like, is
that.
it fill in the blank? Because I'm going to say defer to April.
Nice. All right. So here's your choices: A. Mary Eliza Mahoney. B. Rebecca Lee Crumpler. C. Jane Wright. Or D. Henrietta Lacks.
Well, I know it's not Jane. We just talked about her.
Right?
I'm going to say Crumpler, maybe?
Ah, you're right.
Am I really?
Yeah.
You
I
know the
should be
reason I
more
said
excited
that?
for you when you're right, but I'm
You
not.
should be. But the only reason was because I couldn't remember the names you said, and that was the last word that stuck in my head.
Well, we
So
also just talked about Henrietta Lacks, so you know that wasn't her either.
that's
So,
maybe that's where it was. Okay. All right. Tell me about it.
all right. So Rebecca Lee Crumpler, she earned her degree in 1864 from the New England.
1864?
Yes.
A
Yes,
year
girl.
before emancipation.
Yeah. So
Dang.
she earned it from the New England Female Medical College, and she was a trailblazer for African American women in medicine. So she moved to the South after the Civil War and provided care to freed slaves who had limited access to health care. So,
Wow.
yeah,
1864.
64 is when
Can
she
I tell you
graduated.
something
Yeah, she was
crazy?
born in 1831. Go ahead.
Oh, she was born in 1831.
Yeah.
It sounds so far away, but for historical context, I was having a conversation with a coworker last night. It was just you just asking some questions, largely around race and like a safe space that they felt that they could ask me these things where they didn't feel like they were going to be judged.
Uh huh.
And we got into this conversation, and I was explaining to this person for like just for context, my father is like 10 or 11 years older than my mom. My father's Black, my mom's white. Um, my father's father had him when he was in his late 50s. So I think there were like 13 kids. Um, my father's father was born in 1895. So my grandfather,
Mm-hmm.
who I never met, but was born in 1895, he was a child of slaves. That's how, like, we're two generations from slavery. Like, it's the craziest thing to think. I don't know. For me, it always like blows my mind. It feels so far away, but in at least in my lineage, it's so close still.
Yeah.
you
That's
know?
true.
It's
Yeah.
why, and I know it's like that's not a typical, it's not a typical story for everybody, but just to think about that, like had I ever known him as he was Everett Roberts, and like I would have been able to talk to him about his parents. But there's no, we obviously we've got very limited information predating 1865, but I do know like they were in the Carolinas and came through and came over to Ohio. But it's why like it's just crazy to think my great grandparents were slaves, and then to your point, this woman like did this in 1864 before we weren't really even afforded freedom. So
Yeah.
that's amazing, truly
Yeah.
amazing. Wow, I'm grateful for that. Okay, I'm going to do. Let's see, April, what are you in the mood for? Let's do another multiple choice. I like this.
All right.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Who founded Provident Hospital in Chicago? Now, for context, Provident Hospital is the Black-owned and operated hospital in the United States of America. Was that Daniel Haley Williams, B. Charles Drew, C. James McCune Smith, D. Rebecca Lee Crumpler? We're getting some repeat names here.
We are getting repeat names here. I'm gonna go with C.
I'm sorry to inform you, April, you're incorrect and currently losing.
It's A,
Okay.
isn't it? I was gonna go with A.
It
And then I
is Daniel
changed.
Hale
It was
Williams.
between those two. Those are two we haven't talked about yet. But anyways, go ahead.
Yeah, born 1865, passed 1931. Williams opened Provident Hospital in 1891. The purpose of this hospital was to train African American nurses and doctors, and also to provide care to underserved communities. In 1893, he performed one of the first successful open heart surgeries. He saved a man who had been stabbed in his chest. So, I like fun facts. So, fun fact, despite his remarkable achievements, he faced racial barriers throughout his career, worked tirelessly to break them down for others, and actually really kind of broke through a ton of stereotypes, and gained a ton of respect within, I say, the white community. But at that time, yes, to kind of be a platform to be heard and to lead other surgeons at that point in time. If you just consider where we were in the early 1900s, that's a heck of a success. So,
Yeah, it is.
yeah, one of
That's
the
awesome.
first successful open heart surgeries.
Yeah.
So we
That's
got blood,
impressive.
we've got surgeries, we've got first hospitals, we've got everything.
Yeah.
All right, and I'm winning.
Okay. We'll do one more round.
We got one more round.
If you stay on top. All right. I'm gonna do a 2 truths and a lie.
Okay.
Ready?
Yep.
Which statement about Percy Julian is false?
Hmm.
A, he synthesized cortisone to treat arthritis. B, he developed a low-cost treatment for glaucoma. Or C, he
What was
invented
it? Low cost treatment for what?
glaucoma.
Okay.
Or C, he invented antibiotics to treat tuberculosis.
Oh, geez.
I'm about to sing the Jeopardy song for you.
I know. Go ahead and put it
Are you
in,
looking it
Sarah.
up?
No, I'm thinking because I want to win. Okay. I'm just going to say C.
Ah,
Was I right?
you were.
Yes. Yes. You can give me 0.5 because I didn't really have a rationale. I was just really trying to think.
You're just taking a shot in the dark, huh?
Yeah, this is like when in doubt, choose C. Did you ever hear that in high school?
Yeah.
Just choose C. C is always the right answer.
I know that
All right,
really
tell me
works
about it
out,
though. You
but
can give me a
anyways.
0.5 because I'm still winning.
Okay. All right. So Percy Julian was a self-taught chemist who synthesized cortisone and pheostigmine, which are he made treatments for arthritis and glaucoma more affordable. So he did a lot of research. He was a chemist and a pioneer in chemical synthesis of medicinal drugs from plants. So he actually started his own company eventually to synthesize steroid intermediates from wild Mexican yams. And so he was able to greatly help reduce the cost of steroid intermediates to the large multinational pharmaceutical companies, which really helped to expand the use of several important drugs, including synthetic cortisone. So all those steroids that we prescribe these days, we have him to thank.
Wow. Well, thank God for steroids.
I know,
What would we do
right?
without those COPDers?
I
See?
know.
See? Once upon a
Allergic
time,
reactions, all the things.
all of it. Or I'm just thinking, like, how would we ever treat exacerbations? Maybe you just didn't live, you know?
Yeah.
And that's morbid, but I mean, that's the truth. I think we talked about that again in Wonders and Blunders is insulin when we were talking about
Yeah.
like how we developed that. So, very grateful for those. All right, last one. I'm winning. So the only way we can tie is for you to. No, we can't.
No,
I'm
we
going to win
can't.
anyway.
You're
It
gonna
doesn't
win
matter. I'm
either
going to do
way.
one.
So
That's all right.
I'm gonna
Well, I
just
need an
throw in
extra
the towel
point.
right here and not
No,
even answer
don't.
your
I need the
question.
extra point. And please circle it in a bright green marker. Okay. I'm going to do, let's say, I'm going to do a multiple choice. I like this.
Okay.
Okay. Which African American nurse? Shout out to our nurses. Which African American nurse became the first professionally trained Black nurse in the United States? A. Mary Eliza Mahoney. Have you noticed that they like to give us the full name?
Yes.
I would prefer to be referred to as Alicia Michelle Sheffer from now on, okay?
Oh, okay.
Okay. Thank you, April.
Although in my world, that's like when you're in trouble is when they use the middle name. So
I feel, and I'm like, all of these answers I'm noticing, they use their full government name. So,
yeah.
okay. Mary Eliza Mahoney.
Mm-hmm.
B. Susan King Taylor. C. Jessie Sleets Scales. That's a lot of S's. D. Lillian Holland Harvey.
I'm gonna go with A.
You win. Well, you don't win, but you got it right, and I'm proud of you.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
Absolutely, I'm proud of you. So yes, Mary Eliza Mahoney. She was born 1845, passed 1926, became the first African American professionally trained nurse in 1879. She co-founded the National Association of Colored Graduate Nurses in 1908, which worked to support African American nurses. So, fun fact, she was an early advocate for women's rights and one of the first women in Boston to register to vote after the 19th Amendment passed. Big amendment for us women.
Yes.
Also, she was inducted to both the Nursing Hall of Fame and the National Women's Hall of Fame. Neither of these, April Burke, I knew existed. How do I get into the National Hall of Fame? And the Nursing Hall of Fame and the National Women's Hall of Fame?
Oh, I don't know. I can't go to the nursing one, but I could beat you out for the National Women's.
Well, how do we get there first? We need nominations?
We'll have to like research that.
We're going to have to do some crazy pioneering things like these trailblazers did before us. We'll leave it to them. But I just thought that was actually like really incredible. So
that is cool.
This was fun, and it's lighthearted, everyone. And I do want to say that we do take this very seriously, like what we're doing and what these contributions are, and a reminder that, our Black history is not Black history only. It really is like a very intricate woven tapestry of American history. So all of these things are not just to celebrate African Americans in their contributions, but it is really what they've done collectively for medicine and for all of us. So I really want to keep that in mind. And as we close, I just want to challenge again with that same reflection is how these stories that we've shared today or the facts that we've shared today can inspire you to action in your own life. How can you help build on a future that uplifts innovation? How can we uplift diversity and opportunity for everybody? And as I mentioned, like Black history is American history, and its lessons really they belong to all of us. So I just want to take those lessons to heart, honoring the past, really inspiring the present, and building on a better tomorrow. So with that being said, April, I'm thinking, hey, listeners, if you want to connect with us, you want to follow us, you can find us on Instagram at On Call with April and Alicia. Please, please, please follow us, engage with us, answer our polls, especially those ones like who's going to win, April or Alicia. Just make sure you choose Alicia. And if you want to send us your ideas, you can DM us, but you can also send us an email at oncallpodcast@soundphysicians.com. And April?
Until next time, you guys stay well and we'll stay on call.
Happy Black History Month, everybody.